So, one of my favorite scripture passage, it's going to sound kind of strange, is, and it came to pass. Anytime I'm faced with challenges in life, which, as you heard in the poem, for all of us is quite often, after I fully feel and then release the fear or the anger that I may be feeling, when I go within, I have to tell you, my first thought has been, this too will pass. It gets me through a lot of days. But then when I really truly go within and stop thinking that anyone or anything is out to get me, you ever feel that way? I begin to realize there is only God. Therefore, there is only good. And what looks like it's here to hurt may yet be my greatest gift. That's actually the whole message today, so I can stop, but I won't. There is no one and nothing against me. Every circumstance of my life is a gift. So, how do I find that? Well, another of my favorite scripture passage actually comes from the Easter story. And Gina's right. I always look at things a little differently than most people, but I remember when I read the passage, the stone's already been rolled away. Why do you look among the dead for one who is alive? Why do we live sometimes as if we're dying? What actually keeps us in bondage? How do we walk away from the physical, conditional experiences of our life where we're slaves to false beliefs? Because that's what conditions really are. I no longer think that our beliefs are purely personal. I know even Ernest Holmes called it race consciousness. And my favorite mystic teacher, Joel Goldsmith, basically said that all beliefs come from being hypnotized by cultural conditioning. I've come to see that all beliefs are things that I've accepted as true because I live in this world of duality and I still think there's anything else but God or good. Try that on this week. So I'm inviting you today to name your biggest stone. What's the one circumstance of your life, or perhaps a person in your life, that you're giving your power to that seems to trigger you or make you react in some way? And then we'll look at how to take some authentic action instead of allowing ourselves to be triggered. So, what's the one thing in your life you're still struggling about? What in your life, outside yourself, do you think needs to change? If only, if that happens. If we were in person right now, as I was writing this, I was thinking, I'd like to pass around a basket that's filled with stones. And since we're not in person, I'm going to ask you sometime this week to go outside and find a physical stone, whatever size you want, but let it represent the circumstance in your life that you think is currently controlling your life. So you could decorate the stone, but you want to actually carry it around. Feel what it feels like to be carrying that stone. Look at it a lot. And at the end of the week, you can decide if you really want to still hold on to it. And if not, you can get to throw it away. Let it go and don't look back. What's that stone for you? In the Easter story, when we're told that the stone was rolled back, wasn't just talking about the physical thing that was blocking the tomb. It was inviting us to roll back the stone of fear, of doubt, the old stories that we keep that have hijacked our lives. So if you look more deeply at the circumstance you want to change, you might just find an addiction, perhaps an addiction to perfection, or a need to be right, or to control, or even to be loved or appreciated. Maybe it's about you're holding back from expressing yourselves fully because of what someone might think or say. Maybe it's your failure to actually use some creative talent of yours. Reflect on the fact that this circumstance might just be something you are using to hide from your essential nature, from your true self. So we really do have a choice of what to do with these standing stones. The first thing I think we need to do is to transcend the past. The scripture, remember, says, "Why look among the dead for someone who is alive?" Interesting. So while you're holding on to your stone this week, also start to look at, this is the opposite. What are the things in your life that give you joy? Where is life for you? What gives you life? And how much of your time are you spending doing exactly that? And if you haven't done that already, begin to find and really fulfill the mission you are here to accomplish. Decide to live up to your potential. Another passage from Deuteronomy, I think it's chapter 30. "See, I hold before you life and death. Choose life." So begin to make sure every choice you're making is made for more joy, more life. And you're going to love this. If it doesn't bring you joy, don't do it. What would happen if you really did that? Most of us go throughout our days in doing things, that we really don't want. And sometimes we have jobs we don't want. We're in relationships we don't want. And we keep grinding away. Why are you choosing death over life? The circumstance in your way is most likely something that's still hanging around in your life that isn't resurrected or transformed. Our master teacher said, "I have come that you may have life. I am the resurrection. I am the life. If you believe in me, you never die." That means on a daily basis. It doesn't mean you'll never die at the end of life. We know that. So what does it mean to transform? Perhaps it means to really believe in resurrection. All teachings, every spiritual teaching teaches about dying and rising again. And for me, it means to see beyond the circumstance. And the very word circumstance means that which is standing around us. What's standing around is a combination of our own thinking and the collective unconsciousness of others. More powerful than all of that is the infinite, the presence, standing within us, all around us, above us, below us, behind all the circumstance, calling us to see it rather than what we've been previously calling reality. Someone once asked me what my main teaching was. And it took me a while, but I came to realize it's seeing life as there's something more. What I'm seeing is not the total reality. Science is now backing that up. Really interesting to recognize that what I think I'm seeing is real, and there is so much more behind what I'm seeing, so much more than the circumstances that I think I'm in. So instead of fighting with the stones or accepting the stones as it's just the way it is, we go then and come to grips with what is really real, with the all that is. You know, we say in New Thought teachings, there is only God, there is only love. Do we really believe that? I think it's interesting. I wonder sometimes because we think there's something out there. If I believe that, I can look at the stone I think is the obstacle and begin to recognize the gift that it's trying to give me. Maybe it's all about knowing what we've been put on this planet for. Maybe it's about supporting others in consciously bringing their high potential. So let the stones of our life show us what our life bliss is really about. When I truly get that there is no one and nothing against me, keep that one in mind. There's no one and nothing against me. I can begin to ask then, who did I come here to be? Work with that question. Use the visioning process. It helps tremendously. But use it not just in your time sitting in prayer and your spiritual time, but all day long. Is this who I came here to be? In the midst of any circumstance where you're feeling triggered. Anybody get triggered? Stop. Pause. It's not about the other person or the situation or the condition that seems so real. There's a deeper truth wanting to be revealed. If there is only God and if there is only love, then who did I come here to be? The stone has already been rolled away. And we have an opportunity today to see and really understand what true transformation and true resurrection is about. We can see it as a wonderful story that happened to this man named Jesus long ago, or we can hear an even greater implication that this story holds. And we can know in Jesus that evolution took a whole new step forward. Scientists tell us how the earth has evolved from single cell to multiple cell to animal to human form. And so we can see the resurrection of this man called Jesus as the beginning of a whole new time on earth. It was a quantum transformation and offers us the possibility for the same. I believe Jesus is the master teacher because he demonstrated how transformation actually works. You know, we know an airplane is so designed that once it achieves a certain speed on the runway, it lifts into the air, defying common sense as tons of steel rise into thin air. I'm always amazed when I'm in a plane. And how? By obeying the invisible laws of aerodynamics, which govern the flow of invisible air. Interesting. So what Jesus represented was an analogous, extraordinary moment of lift from earthbound to airborne. We had to see only one airplane fly one time to know it was possible. And eventually we filled the air with flying objects. So likewise, we can do the same. We could know that if Jesus did it, so can we. We can look at the circumstances and know this too will pass. It's simply a way I'm currently choosing to limit myself. So, what do I need to do? If you really want to see the gift behind the stone, you really intend with all your heart that you can experience your own higher consciousness. So, what is your intention? And then a complete inner dedication to growth into that higher consciousness is the single most determinant of our spiritual development. Is that what you're committed to? If not, maybe commit today. Without that intense inner commitment, we're just playing spiritual games. When spiritual growth is the most important thing in our lives, the full miracle of love and oneness unfolds. This isn't some future dream. It's not about someday. We have a choice today to transcend the life we're currently living on this human plane, to see beyond every circumstance that seems so real and decide to live as the spiritual beings that we really are. Ernest Holmes in his teaching invites us to meditate on the perfect life. It's not to meditate on my idea of the perfect life, but the perfect life. So it's not about writing a list of what I want in 5 years and what I want to manifest tomorrow. It's not a change in circumstances out there, but the change in us that's needed in order for us to stop seeing ourselves as victims and see the gift. It's a call for us to surrender our own idea to make room for a greater idea. I know in spiritual laws, Emerson invites us to get our bloated nothingness out of the way of the flow of the divine circuits. One of my favorite quotes. He's telling us the same thing. We all come to a point where our ego or intellect finally has to admit, I don't know how to fix this. Here's the circumstance. I've got this diagnosis. I've got this financial crisis. I've got this relationship. And I love it. I think it was Michael Beckwith who said, a bad day for the ego is a good day for the soul. Everything's here as gift. When we've finally banged our head against the stones of life enough, we have an opportunity to turn to that which is greater than we are. But it's not to get this infinite presence to change things so that they go my way. That's what I'd like, And we prayed most of our life. We played, God, fix this, change this, give this person whatever. No, it's to let go of my way for the highway. A surrender is required for true transformation to occur. And we invite that transformation by being still, by asking and listening for the gift that my soul wants, that it has invited in this circumstance. My soul brought this circumstance to me. And we can invite this transformation through the practice of visioning, or we can invite this transformation by imagining taking our stone and placing it on an altar, saying, I've done enough. Take it. It's yours. Or as I suggested at the beginning of the talk, hold on to it for a while. You may not be ready to release that circumstance for whatever reason, but ponder it. Ponder and saying, why is this here? What is the gift that this stone is giving me? And then when you hear that, you can throw it away. Make it a ritual that says, I choose to believe there is a life I cannot see. I know that no one and nothing is against me. And trying to change or fix circumstances as if they're the enemy doesn't work. I come to Spirit without an agenda, without any plans on how to fix things, and without a sense that something is wrong. How many of us think, this shouldn't be? We fight life all the time. It's time to rest from the battles and wars that we have with circumstances that we think need to be fixed or changed. It's time to stop beating our heads against the stones. And sometimes we have to put down our swords and shields and actually listen to the stones. What are they saying to us? What is their gift to us? Can we approach them with curiosity and wonder instead of anger and righteousness? Can we listen to someone who has a different viewpoint from ours? Can we set aside that which we're very certain we're right about and ask, is there a different way to view this? Is there a way that includes more views? Spirit is paradox, and so it's natural we can live in and as paradox as well. So I invite you to hold on to the stone for just a little while longer and hold it as a symbol. And then spend the time going within and seeing if you can hear the stone speak to you. Let it show you why it's in your life. Remembering there is only love. There is only God. You might just find that your only response to circumstances from now on will be, thank you for the gift.
Just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't put it off. Just do it. Just say it. I'll speak my truth. I'll state my needs. Just say it. Just claim it. Act as if you know it's done. Just claim it. Just breathe. Breathe in faith. Breathe out fear. Just breathe. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Oh, do it. Just do it. Come on, do it. might criticize and focus on my flaws, I don't realize that I am worthy and capable, and I deserve to have it all. So now's my time to rise and shine, go for the dreams that are in my mind. Take one small step and not be afraid, cause with faith and love, I've got it made. Just do it.